I'm sure by now it's no new brainer about the Google Pixel Fold device that was just launched some months back. The device works the Google Tensor G2, which is a 5nm processor compared to other chipsets out like the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, which is actually a 4nm processor. Since the moment of its release, the Google Pixel has been getting lots of reactions from people out there. And here are some things I think we should address. First thing we should know, or we should talk about, is the display. Well, the display on the Pixel Fold isn't really the best display so far. I mean, there are other brands and companies out there making far better foldables with better inner and outer screen displays compared to that of Google's. We have brands like Samsung, Huawei, and Honor doing stuff like that. So I think Google would have made more efforts towards making their screen at least much more better, or have much more better quality in such case. And also for the camera department, I don't really think they're the best cameras, but yeah, I think they do take decent photos in low light, and they actually outperform some of the other foldables out there, because foldable form factors are really not meant for photography. They're meant for that tablet/phone, mode of operation. So you don't really want to take pictures much with it. I think it's more or less like for work and stuff like that. But yeah, the camera, it really isn't the best. I mean, it's not up to its flagship standard like the 7 Pro. Yeah, I think you do get decent cameras there at the back of the device. And another key thing I want to address is the bezels. Google, what have you done to the bezels? Okay, the bezels are a bit too big for my liking. I think from my own perspective, I wouldn't want to use a phone that has such thick bezels. And I really am not a fan of the square-shaped layout that the Pixel device is bringing. I mean, wasn't it bad enough that they already had the bezel, making it squared off? Come on, Pixel. Still kind of overemphasize how much those thick bezels are. And there are brands out there that are doing way better screens, that have way better screen resolutions and optimization. I still wonder why the Pixel stuck to that, even though they could have done way better. But hey, I guess it's what we're getting though. So yeah, that's it for that though. And I still can't really emphasize how big of a deal the bezels are. Like, okay, yeah, sure, the whole squared off look and design was actually aesthetically unpleasing to the consumers and users from obviously the bunch of reviews out there. But yeah, I think they had a reason for that. Okay, first time off with the squared image or squared look. If you look at brands like Samsung, their Z Fold series, their phones are kind of like a bit too tall, where you can actually even type with, one hand. It's too small. The keys are too small, and then you literally can use the outer screen with one hand. You need to use your both hands because it's too tall. So if you want to swipe, like say, access your notification panel or something, you really got to use your both hands. Unlike that of Google's, which permits the one-handed use, it's squared up. So yeah, you've got good typing space, and then it's not too tall, so you can use your single hand to reach up top and then do whatever you need to do. And then once you open the phone, at least you're greeted with, that whole huge display where, of course, your two-handed mode is more or less like required. So yeah, I think that's why they got up with the whole squared look, and then the small form factor. Just like what we got with the Oppo Find N2, which is a little bit more smaller than the Pixel Fold. And if you look at it had lots of aesthetic designs. And yeah, I think the screen resolution was totally great. I mean, virtually everything about the phone was really cool. It's just that it was a bit small. I think it won the award for the smallest foldable phone so far. But yeah, I think that's just it. I understand very well why Google would literally make the bezels a bit bigger, just so they can fit in more compartments into it. And then obviously for the reason that, okay, they needed to have a way better inner displayed camera, and they were going to bank on the fact that they needed to make it probably an under the display camera, like what we have with top brands out there, like Samsung and the likes of others making foldable devices. So in order to, make use or make do of, the whole display or the whole bezel. So if you look at it from my own perspective or virtually everybody else's perspective, you're hardly ever going to make do with the inner camera. Like, if you want to take good pictures, you're definitely going to be using the outer camera, because it has much more better sensors and it's much more optimized than that of the inners. So I think those that would probably be using the inner cameras will be those doing video calls or Google Meets or any other app out there, Skype. So yeah, I think that's when the use of the inner screen would actually become more like an advantage. But see, over 95% of the users taking just pictures and videos, they're definitely going to be relying on the back camera. So it's still a brand new, but I don't think it's reason enough to have such thick bezels. And then another reason they brought up was, okay, if you're using the foldable, but if you're using a foldable device, like fully unfolded, and you're watching content, let's say you're watching a YouTube video, for instance, you're really not going to be using the total or the overall screen display to watch such content. You're really going to be using just 3/4 of the phone's display to probably watch whatever content movie you're watching. So that still cuts it, but I still don't think it's reason enough to, have such bezels. I mean, it looks so 2017-ish, and I think I've gone past the era of having bezels around the display. Like, everybody literally complained about the bezels. I just hope in their next release of the Pixel device, they have much more optimization. Like, we're looking at the screen resolution, we're looking at better cameras, although, of course, it's Google. It's not that they don't have great cameras on the Pixel Fold. It's just that it's not as good as the Pixel 7 or the 7 Pro. And I know that happens a lot with lots of companies out there, like Samsung as well, that their phones still don't have better cameras compared to their S series. And yeah, I think that's one step. But personally, I feel Google was pushed to jump into this whole foldable lineup because other brands out there were doing it, and so it became like, oh, it's something we need to do, just like Birds versus Twitter, to still have their fan base and their followers. But I think in summary, the Pixel Fold is a really good device, but it's kind of expensive. Okay, like I said, I still hope they make much more better readjustments with the Pixel Fold 2 coming out next year. And well, I just hope Google improves on that. And the tensor chipsets.